This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at the Secret Rose Theater in North Hollywood for their presentation of Spindle City, the Lizzie Borden musical.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with?
My name is Katrina Wood. I wrote the show.
Oh, you wrote the show, so you're the playwright.
I'm sorry, I'm what?
You're the playwright.
I'm the playwright, yes. I wrote the book, the music, and the lyrics, yes.
Well, first of all, tell me, why did you decide to write this piece?
I decided to write this piece because Lizzie Borden, this whole story fascinates me just psychologically, and also I really wanted to get into where her rage came from and just understood some of her childhood, and I really wanted to let the audience show that from my research it really wasn't absolutely clear that she in fact did the murders, and that there were a lot of other suspects around who could possibly, including some of the mill workers, John Morse. There were a lot of other characters in Fall River who had good reason to kill Andrew Borden. So I wanted to show a much wider and expansive reason why maybe it wasn't Lizzie Borden.
I'm giving a positive recommendation, and even the script I'm giving a pass on this thing, basically. The reasons I'm torn between, I came here expecting it to be a slasher movie. You know, it being Halloween, you know, people in costumes, blood everywhere. The very little of it was about that. Most of it was about social injustice, and that's this topic I really care a lot about. So I was just unprepared for it, but I was very, very intrigued by it.
Well, you know, yes, it wasn't written as a slasher or horror movie. It was written as a psychological profile of her and also the people living in Fall River with contemporary music and classical music. So it was really, I wanted to surprise people. I wanted to kind of turn their heads and get them to understand what was really going on in Fall River at the time. There was a lot of social injustice going on, a lot of disparity between the rich and the poor. And in the middle of all of that, there was this, one of the biggest murders in American history as well. So I wanted to show that diversity of what was going on at the time. So yeah, that was the intention behind writing the play, actually.
Yeah. Again, first of all, English plays, I'm not sure if they're different from American plays.
Yes.
This seemed a little bit avant-garde, the way, you know, even the slasher scene was done in an avant-garde way.
Yes.
You know, less violent and all
Yes.
that. I guess it works because, again, I was expecting slasher.
Yes.
So at the end, I thought there would be a big bloody
Blood
scene.
everywhere,
Exactly.
like American Psycho. Yeah, no, well, I think theater is really actually about the imagination of the audience. So we wanted to sort of drop a few sort of ideas there, and with everybody being a suspect, every cast member being a suspect, we wanted the audience to think, well, you know, use your imagination and wonder what happened there. And with a little lighting, you know, you could really kind of understand it could have been anybody, but we didn't need to show a lot of bloodshed. The audience has an imagination. We have to put our trust in that.
My recommendation to my audience is to expect something avant-garde.
Yes.
Don't expect Lizzie Borden
No.
and a slasher film. Don't expect it. It's actually
Not
it's more multi-layered than that. That's what I feel my audience should expect.
Oh, very good. That was the intention. I think you're spot on. So thank you.
All right, thank you very much for being on the show.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Trace Oakley, director of Spindle City, the Lizzie Borden musical.
So, question: why did you decide to do this piece?
I had worked 5 years ago with pretty much the exact same production team on a show called Bob Cratchit and Mr. Tightwad at the same theater. It was a great experience. It was a big hit, and surprised we waited this long to reteam, but also fascinated for years with the story of Lizzie Borden. The public perception, you know, is that she did it probably because of the chant, the nursery rhyme, so I was excited to visit a version of it myself.
This was interesting. I mean, if my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
Well, they should expect to see a show that's perfect for Halloween because it's kind of scary. It's pretty creepy. It's historical in a really fun sense. Anyone who enjoys scary movies, slasher movies, I think will have a good time. As will people who enjoy musicals.
This is kind of interesting because it actually had a really deep theme to it about poverty and times back then. So it's kind of like, I'm not sure if this was more of a horror film or it's actually a film about social injustice.
It definitely has that side, and that's one of the things I like about this version is that we find out the side of Lizzie Borden that almost nobody knows, that she was this social crusader who was also, she was a woman way ahead of her time, which I think fueled some of her difficulty in life. She wasn't, comfortable in the time where she lived because she was so independent.
Yeah. Your hardest job is actually, as a director, is casting. What do you look for in your casting?
I look for just really strong personalities. I mean, I want strong actors, I want strong singers, but I want people who have that inherent ability to connect with an audience, people who have that ability to make an audience root for them.
My overall reviews, I love the casting. I thought they were all fantastic, very talented, good singers. As for the story, I was torn between whether it's a horror flick because it's Halloween, or whether it's about social injustice. Because actually, that's a theme I really like. So I was kind of torn a little bit there.
Yeah, I understand. I hope we can do a little bit for both sides, and that it's a rewarding experience all around.
Okay, once again, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me. Good to see you again.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with...
Hi, Ashton. I'm Emily Bridges. I'm from here in Los Angeles, and I've been acting for quite some time. This is my first musical in quite a while, and I'm happy to be here. I play Lizzie Borden. My take on Lizzie Borden is that she lived in a very, very challenging time, and she had a lot of difficult things to deal with, and she may or may not have murdered her parents.
First of all, I love your performance. I thought you were fantastic. Going into it, I could see, your psychological unbalances. I could see your love for the children. I could see your passion and all that. So I really love the way you perform. I also love your singing too.
Thank you very much. That's very nice to hear. Well, I'm a little terrified of singing, so I appreciate that very much.
No, seriously, you actually carried the entire performance. My review of the play is basically, I love the acting, I love the singing, I even love the dancing and all that.
Oh, good. Well, I'm so glad.
But I'm kind of confused by the story because, again, coming into this, I thought it would be a slasher movie about Halloween and all that, but it turned out it wasn't. It was actually very avant-garde about social justice.
So I think that the piece is very much a melodrama in the true sense of heightened, acting. This is not your quiet living room drama. This is very big and over the top and operatic, but very much grounded in real issues of the time of, child worker rights and all kinds of things that even resonate a little bit towards today.
I think my audience, if they come here, they should actually expect an avant-garde piece. One in which there's symbolism in it, one in which it has a message behind it, but don't expect it to be one-dimensional. Don't expect it to be simple.
Yes, definitely not.
Once again, I really loved your performance. I love the performance of everybody. The script, again, I'm giving it a pass. I thought it was worth coming to see. So I enjoyed myself very much. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you very much, and thank you so much for supporting original musical theater in Los Angeles. So thanks.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with...
I am Chaz Mitchell, and I play Andrew Borden in the Lizzie Borden musical. I've been an actor in LA for about 35 years and done film and television and a lot of theater around town. And I've worked with this writer twice. I played Scrooge in a Christmas Carol adaptation about 5 years ago.
Great. And which character did you play again?
This evening? Yeah. Andrew Borden, Lizzie's father. Actually, historically, he was not a particularly nice guy. He was very cheap. He owned a funeral parlor. That's how he started. And to save money, he actually did cut the feet off the decedents and fit them into their coffins, into smaller coffins. So he wasn't very well liked. He was one of the lesser Bordens. The Borden family was a huge family in Fall River, and Andrew's part of the family, they were not wealthy growing up. So he learned the value of money and, unfortunately, to excess.
I thought you guys were fantastic actors. I loved your acting in particular.
Well, thank you so much. It's very kind of you.
Also thought you guys were great singers. As for the script, again, I always judge between two things, the cast and the script. Cast, automatically, hey, you guys are fantastic. The script, I'm still giving it a passing, but I thought I was kind of drawn between whether this is about social justice or it's about Halloween. That's what I'm going to draw.
That's a very good point. And I'm actually glad you picked up on both those, because both of those things are true. There is a very strong social justice message in the script, but the story itself, the truth of the Lizzie Borden story, really is quite gory and fits well with the Halloween motif.
Okay. Yeah, once again, I enjoyed myself, and I loved your acting.
Well, thank you so much. My pleasure.
All right, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thanks.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with?
Hi, I'm Kristen Towers-Rowles. I am an actress from Los Angeles. I trained in New York, and I live here in LA with my daughter, who's also in the show, and my husband and my two other daughters. And I'm a LA-based actress and director. I played Nance O'Neill, who is the love interest of Lizzie Borden and a Broadway star, and she really was a real person. So it's been fun to do my research on her and get to know who she really was. I feel like, like all actresses, she's torn between wanting to have this relationship with this woman, but also she has to be where she can have a career. And especially in those days, that was a very difficult prospect. Women were not accepted to be a couple, and especially in Massachusetts, where it was very conservative. And so I think Lizzie has been looking for something like that her whole life, and when Nance walks in, it's this freedom that she never had. And I think in Lizzie, she sees normalcy, and they kind of balance each other out in that way.
I really love the way you played your character because you're fantastic. I just love the musical theater scene.
Thank you. Yeah, I won Musical Theater Star of the Year last year, and I've been doing a ton of theater for the last 7 years. After having all my children, I came back to my career, and I've been very lucky, very blessed, and it was neat to be able to work on something that's new and original and not same old, same old. It's not Oklahoma, and I really appreciate that.
Well, first of all, my reviews basically, I thought the actors were fantastic. I thought the singing was fantastic. I even thought the dancing was fantastic.
Thank you.
I was confused by the script, though. I was just confused. It's actually a lot more avant-garde than I was expecting. I was expecting a Halloween movie, a slasher movie, but it actually talked about social injustice, so I was just confused, that's all.
Yeah, I think our writer, Katrina, she read a large biography all about Lizzie Borden, and it really dove into Lizzie's passion in the town for the children working in the mills. I mean, during the Industrial Revolution, that was a major problem, and she had a lot of guilt and regret, which could have led to the reason why she killed her parents if she did. And a lot of people think she was found guilty, and I think Katrina wanted to show, yes, it could have been a possibility, but it wasn't a possibility. She didn't do it, and she was acquitted. But here are the reasons why, if she did, she could have. Because you really do see there's some shadiness with the father and all of these characters. So it's an interesting dichotomy, and I think it keeps the audience guessing.
Actually, to be perfectly honest, very few of the characters I liked, personally, as human beings.
Right.
I love the acting, but very few characters I thought I'd like to invite over for dinner.
Right. Well, and then isn't that true in life? Look at what's happening in our world right now. And this is definitely when money talks. Money, and they put children and other people at risk for the sake of making a dollar. And yeah, it is a social commentary, but I think that lends itself very well to Lizzie's decision making.
Yeah, once again, I really loved your performance.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm with?
Hi, my name is Rick Simone. I played John Morse in Spindle City.
Great. Can I get a brief bio of you?
Yeah, let's see. I've been an actor for around 30 years. I'm an Emmy Award winner. I've been doing theater since I was probably 15 years old. It's after a hiatus and doing a lot of production, I'm back on the stage. I played John Morse, the bad guy. Well, I think that John Morse is actually the man that killed Lizzie Borden's parents. At least that's the way I'm playing him. Because he had the most to gain, right? Because if he was next in line, because he was related, he had the most to gain. Which is why I think he wanted to marry his niece, which is creepy, but, smart.
Well, I never thought about that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Right. Yeah. Well, one thing, first of all, I thought the acting was fantastic, and I loved your acting. You stepped right into character. You played a kind of a kind of an anti-hero, a despicable character, but you played it really well.
Well, thank you very much. It's funny. The older I get, the more villains I'm playing, and I really enjoy it. It's a lot more fun.
My overall review is basically I love the acting, I love the singing and all that. The story, again, I'm giving the story a pass, but I was kind of drawn between it being a social story, social injustice, or it being a slasher, it being a horror film.
Right.
So it's kind of torn between the two. I love the themes about social justice, and if it was just about social justice, I'd love it. If it was just about slasher, I would love it. But I don't know. I was just a little confused, but I'm still giving it a pass.
A lot of people don't know that she was about educating children, that she was about social justice, that she actually created a safe place for artists. I mean, she was a pioneer. She was ahead of her time. She was a modern woman in a very difficult time for women. So.
Yeah, that stuff like that. If she didn't kill anyone, I would love that. I'd be crying in this play. You know what I mean? Because it was actually a pretty nice story.
Yeah, but a lot of people, she was never convicted, and a lot of people think that she did not do it, and a lot of people think that John Morris, the character I play, did do it because he was also a trained butcher. So, how about that?
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I don't know. The more I look at this, the more I think about it, the more because coming into it, I had a total different expectation. I thought it'd be a slasher. I thought it would be, just Halloweenish. But when I came here, it had a really nice story about social injustice and all that, and I just wasn't prepared for it. If I guess I was prepared for it, maybe I get it more.
Right, exactly. Well, maybe we'll add some more slashing and blood in the next production.
Okay. But what really carried over was the actors. You guys were fantastic.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you once again for being on the show.
All right, thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Rowan Treadway. I'm an actor here in Los Angeles. This is my first production, my first live production. I had a really great time. My character is Tommy. He is the semi-love interest of Lizzie Borden. I enjoy him because he is the symbol of that sort of pick yourself up by the bootstraps situation that some in our nation seem to really lean to in terms of becoming successful. He really took ownership of his own life, and he was a very inspiring character for me to play.
So if my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
Lots of wonderful singing, lots of great music, many different genres. I think that the play it does really well with the variety of the music that is chosen. And to get ready for a wild ride with trying to figure out who really killed Lizzie Borden's father.
First of all, I want to congratulate you guys on your acting. I thought you all were fantastic actors.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We worked really hard. I really wanted to tell Tommy's story in a very significant way.
Singing, I thought you guys were fantastic too. But actually, story-wise, I was kind of drawn between it because I love the social injustice part. I wish you did more about it.
That's what I was attracted to as well.
I actually like the horror side because it's Halloween. I wish you did more of that too. I thought you guys were fantastic actors and singers.
Thank you very much.
So I'm giving a positive review.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
James J. Cox. I've been an actor for about 6 or 7 years. I'm in SAG. I'm represented by Abstract Talent Agency. Love theater. I'm retired Navy. I kind of came to acting later in life. The theater is my real love, TV films as well. This is a wonderful show. I love working with these talented cast and creatives. It's the second time I've worked with Trace and actually Katrina. We did Bob Cratchit, Mr. Tidewad was another musical, Christmas Carol kind of thing about 5 years ago. And I play Theo Wood, Grandpa, and Theo Wood, Grandpa, and the judge, of course. 3 roles, but it's a lot of fun. Theo Wood is a businessman who doesn't really care about people, particularly children. He just cares about money, greed. It's kind of a reflection of our society now. Some things haven't really changed, and he's kind of He is also the comic relief, a bit of the comic relief of the show, because you can't just have, this constant, blood and guts and whatever. And I think we achieved that with Theo and with a few other characters.
So if my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
What should they expect to see? They should expect to see some beautiful music, some beautiful singers, a great story, a lot of fun, a true story, by the way, and something that they'll not only be entertained by, but also they'll be educated by. Education for all, right? Yeah. So, yeah.
First of all, I thought the actors were actually very good. I thought they were extremely talented. I like the scene. The story itself, I was kind of drawn between whether it was like a social justice story or it was a horror story because it's Halloween. So
yeah, so it's actually a bit of both. It is a bit of both. Katrina, I think she made a good move by. She did a lot of research on Lizzie Borden. Lizzie Borden was not necessarily guilty, and she talked about the times also, which hasn't been brought in I think other productions. I may be wrong, where she talked about how the child labor stuff, which was so horrible, and things of that nature. It's a different take. It's a unique take.
Okay, once again, I thought it was a good piece. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with?
I'm Stephen Jewell. I'm from Colorado, like the director, Trace Oakley. I went to school at Fort Lewis College, got a Bachelor of Arts in Theater, and lived out here for about 8 years doing acting. I played Albert Murdoch. He's a mill worker and also kind of a exploiter of children who wants to get the children to work in the mills, It's kind of like a Fagin character is what it was described as to me. Well, it's tempting to just bring it make it a caricature, but I detected kind of a sadness while playing the character, so I kind of trying to do more layers to it. So that'd be he's kind of a despicable guy, but at the same time, it's out of genuine misery, I guess I would say. So that would be my take. I don't know.
I loved your performance tonight. I thought you were fantastic. I thought you were one of the best actors up there.
Oh, thank you. Wow.
Yeah, because you were such a character. I just looked at you, the way you were staring, the way you were moving your body. You just stepped right in the piece. I just loved it.
Oh, thank you so much. That's great to know. Yeah, since it's opening, that's really cool. Yeah.
Great. So if my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
I think you get a bunch of layers of drama. Obviously, it's a history piece, so you're going to get a history lesson, and drama, comedy. A lot of people in the audience tonight detected a lot of the comedy, so. And you get a little of that horror aspect to it too, I guess. So.
My overall review is basically, I thought the actors were fantastic. I loved your singing. I loved your acting. As the story that I would give a pass. The story a pass. I was kind of drawn between it being a social play or it being a horror play, being Halloween.
Sure.
But the actors really carried it. You guys are fantastic.
Well, thank you so much. It's good to hear the feedback, though. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Yeah. Of course. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with?
I'm Towers-Rowles and I'm 10 years old. I live in LA and I've been acting kind of my whole life basically. I do commercials, TV shows, but mainly I like to focus on musical theater. I play the character Molly Malone, and in one scene I play a flashback of Lizzie.
Yeah, what's your take on your character?
Well, she's a kid, she's a little kid, so of course she's always happy, but she sees what's going around her and that everybody's working in the mills and everybody's not making enough money and everybody's very sick and that this needs to change, and she knows and she sees around her all of her friends are going to the mills and it's really hard for a kid to be around that. So I think she's a fun, playful kid, but she also is sympathetic and sees what's going on.
I really loved your performance. I thought you were very good.
Thank you so much.
So question, why did you decide to get into acting anyway?
Well, my mom kind of introduced me to acting. I was 3 years old and she said, you guys want to try acting into this theater camp? And I really liked it, so I just kept doing it and I worked really hard and after a while I got pretty good at it.
I'm told that acting is actually a very difficult life. On Saturdays, you probably have to do your musical training and all that, and all your friends are having their birthdays and all that, and you can't go. What's that like?
Well, I mean, this is a big commitment, so when you're doing it, you know that you're going to have to miss out on things. Like, I've missed out on sleepaway camps, birthday parties, missed out on a lot, but to do what you love, you always have to take away something else. So it's like hard work always pays off, but you're gonna have to lose some things on the way.
First of all, I thought you were very good. I thought you were very talented. You have a bright future, but it does take a lot of work. I've interviewed, in the last 2 years, I think I must have interviewed like over 1,000 people. I always ask them if they have any advice for us, and their advice is always don't give up because it is a hard life. It's really hard. Only do it if you love it.
Hi, sweetie. That's true. Sometimes you kind of fall down, and it's good to get back up. But if you feel like you don't like it anymore, try to do something else and try different things. But if you find something that you really, really like, stick to it and just get better at it.
Okay, once again, I really love your performance. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Spindle City, the Lizzie Borden musical, will be playing at the Secret Rose Theater in North Hollywood from October 13th to November 5th. For more information, go to www.lizziebordenmusical.com.